I never thought I'd be making this video on this channel. This channel. I never thought I would ever make a video like this for someone who has impacted my life this much. First of all, gotta be respectful. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dr. Slump, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, a lot of other works that he has in his manga theater, Kawa, and so many other things, also like Sandland. It's really sad. Dragon Ball Z has impacted my life in so many ways that you guys probably would not know and will never know. But one of the biggest ways it has impacted my life is this channel. Like I said, the logo on the hoodie, my actual Dark Sage logo itself, the wording, the lettering, the content on here. I mean, without Dragon Ball Z, I wouldn't be into anime and manga. I wouldn't be into any of the stuff that's behind me, that's surrounding me in this room. I wouldn't be into anything like JoJo's if it wasn't for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, if it wasn't for Akira Toriyama's creativity and art itself. A lot of the videos on this channel is Dragon Ball Z centered, or is Dragon Ball Z themed, or has Dragon Ball Z items to commemorate this series, this franchise that it is. It's just sad to say. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, and condolences to his family, friends, students, mentees, loved ones, children, all the people affected by him. Us. We loved Akira Toriyama, especially as people of color, Hispanics, Black people. We all love Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z has affected us all in a way that is just unexplainable. The reach that it has. No other anime could ever touch what Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z did for all of us, for the shonen action genre itself. A lot of times on this channel, I say that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is like the godfather of like shonen action, because a lot of the tropes that we see in today's series, I feel really stems from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I mean, shoot, one of my favorite series now, One Punch Man, was inspired by Dragon Ball / Dragon Ball Z. Bobobo, inspired by Dragon Ball Z, obviously. JoJo's. Akira Toriyama has touched someone like Araki, who has also been making manga since the late 80s. Dragon Ball's influence is just ingrained within everything. You cannot say and look at certain series like a Naruto, a Bleach, a One Piece, a Hunter x Hunter, and not say that Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z did not influence that. Akira Toriyama's art did not influence that. And like I said earlier, without that, I wouldn't have this channel. A lot of the content I was making at the beginning of this channel, when I actually was being consistent, was Dragon Ball Z related. Some of my biggest videos on the channel, Dragon Ball Z related. You guys know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I love Dragon Ball Z. Earlier this year, I had some type of, situation happening to where I got super sick, right? Couldn't do anything, couldn't eat, things like that. Shout out to my boy Sam for this. I literally was just playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot over again because I just wanted to relive Dragon Ball. If you guys don't know, I've been going through this manga drought, this anime drought, where I didn't want to read nothing besides JoJo's and Dragon Ball Super. I didn't want to experience anything but JoJo's and Dragon Ball Z. And I wanted to relive the story of Dragon Ball Z for the 90 millionth time, because if you guys know, when it comes to the video games, they rehash the story of Dragon Ball Z, and it's a story that we are all familiar with, we're all fond of, and while it is repetitive because we experience it in all the games, it's still a fun story to go through, especially with something like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the game, where it enhances the source material itself. And it's just funny because I wanted to play it because, the new DLC came out with, I believe it's the 28th World Martial Arts Tournament, where Goku's at the end of Z and he meets Oob. And basically that's the end of the actual franchise itself. That's actually canon with everything. And I was like, okay, I want to replay this. I want to re-experience it because I want to play that end game DLC right there. And it just came out like literally last month in February. And it's crazy because a lot of people on social media, sending the Goku image of him in the blue gi when he's literally riding off and saying goodbye to everybody. Everybody's using that picture, or the picture of when he dies and when he's going off to King Kai's planet with the wings on. Yeah, a lot of people are using that to kind of symbolize, you know, goodbye Toriyama. Thank you, Toriyama. It just sucks. I really didn't want to make this video because I never imagined something like this happening. I never thought I would make this video. I had something completely planned differently for this week's video. I had a figure video review, and this just derailed all of that. And I felt like it would be wrong to not make a video. Not to say like, oh, I need to be consistent, be putting out a video on YouTube every week. It just would have felt wrong if I would have put something non-Akira Toriyama related as this week's video with his passing, with how much he's impacted me and this channel, and probably a lot of you guys watching this, right? It was the night before last night. I was in the movie. I was watching this movie called Imaginary. Not a good movie, by the way. And I was getting text messages. And, you know, I saw that, oh, someone died. You know, we lost a legend. And I was like, what are we talking about? But, you know, I saw it on the preview of my Apple Watch. So I was like, all right, I'll check it when I got the movies. We really lost a legend. We really, really, really lost a legend. Dragon Ball Z is just one of those things that's just, it's generational. It transcends generations. Akira Toriyama's work is just so impactful, so powerful, so influential. I love Dragon Ball Z. My brother, who I have a huge age gap with, he loves Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. He grew up with some of the video games alongside me. And it still impacts him like it impacts me. So seeing him sad, I'm sad. Everybody else on social media sad. It just feels wrong talking about this because it don't feel real. It don't feel real. It's just, to me, it was too soon. But you can't say it's too soon, especially if, you know, you believe in God and you think that, you know, God doesn't make a mistake or anything like that. So I can't say that it's too soon because that would be wrong of me to say, you know, bringing religion in like that. I just didn't expect it. That's the one thing. I never expected it. I don't know. It just kind of sometimes feels like you take people for granted while they're alive. You want to give them their flowers. You give them their flowers too late. And you give them their flowers when they pass and they can't receive them really. And I tried to make a point on this channel that, you know, while I trash on a lot of manga series, and while I really dig in and seem like I'm hating on a lot of series, you know, I like to praise the things I love. You guys know that I love Dragon Ball Z. I did a reread of it, you know, a few years back, like 2 or 3 years back. And I enjoyed it still. As a grown adult, near my 30s, I still enjoyed it. Great, great series. I don't know, man. I just have so many memories. I mean, Dragon Ball Z is one of the first anime that I've ever watched that it was so early on that I didn't even know it was an anime. The 3 anime that most people my age probably watched that they didn't know was an anime: Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! RIP to Takahashi. And those anime are so influential and so impactful, especially for today's generation and age. It just sucks, man. Like, it just sucks. It just sucks. I'm not gonna do that thing where some people be like, oh, why this person die and not this person? Because that's wrong too. That's wrong too. It just, man, I just remember, you know, waking up, going to play Budokai 2, Budokai 3, having to go through the same story that I've seen millions of times and still playing it, having the greatest time of my life. Moments in Dragon Ball Z, like Teen Gohan going to Super Saiyan 2, Goku going Super Saiyan 1, Goku defeating Frieza, Goku hitting Frieza with the angry Kamehameha, Vegito versus Boo, you know. And I reference a lot of Dragon Ball Z in this video because that's the one thing that everybody really knows him for. I could talk about Kawa, I could talk about Sandland, but most of you guys have probably not checked out those series. And some of the stuff in his manga theater, I enjoyed some of it. Some of it I didn't enjoy. I could definitely tell that it was Akira Toriyama's goofy side. You could always tell that, you know, with Akira Toriyama, the shonen action genre was never like his thing, but he transformed his manga in a way to where it seems synonymous with him because he innovated and kind of transformed the actual genre and influenced and impacted so much. Because a lot of people might think he's just an action mangaka. No, he's a gag mangaka. If you know anything about gag manga, and if you like gag manga, definitely check out Akira Toriyama's other works like Dr. Slump, Kawa, Sandland. You're going to have a good time. You're going to have a fun time. I know some people might say that some of the jokes in there might be problematic. You got to think about the times that this stuff came out, though. It just sucks. It just sucks. I really don't know what else to say. I had great memories with his creations. I have very, very fond memories with his creations. Like I said, without that, I wouldn't be here on this channel. I wouldn't be making a video like this. I wouldn't have made so many other videos like this. And I wouldn't have a collection literally like this without his impact, without his art. I don't know what else to say, man. Let me know in the comment section down below. How did Akira Toriyama, not just Dragon Ball, not just Dragon Ball Z, but you can reference that, how did it impact you? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I just want this video to be super positive. I don't want no negativity. I don't want no one coming in here calling Dragon Ball Z mid. I don't want none of that. I've always called him the GOAT from day one. I've always called his series Dragon Ball Z the GOAT from day one. And while he isn't actively writing Dragon Ball Super, because he kind of handed it off to Toro, I still enjoyed the movies he had with Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superheroes. I think that's like the latest thing that I've watched that was his creation. And I enjoyed those, man. It definitely had Akira written all over them. Like I said, though, let me know what you thought about his creations, his art, his influence down in the comment section down below. Give me some of your happiest moments based off of his creations or based off of him, whether it be an interview you watched or some manga that you read by him or how he's impacted other mangaka that might be your favorite. Let me know in the comment section down below. Because like I said, I want this video to be positive. I don't want this to be ending on a sad note. We got to give Akira Toriyama his flowers. We should have been giving it to him while he was alive, but we got to give him his flowers. It just sucks, man, because this is like the third biggest mangaka that has died within, what, 3 to 4 year span while I've been making videos, from Yera, Takahashi, now Akira Toriyama. Guys, we're just getting to that age and time where our legends are just going. Things are going to happen. People are going to leave. So we got to give people their flowers while they're here. Dark Sage out. Peace.